this gentleman. This gentleman I've built a great relationship with. He's actually my neighbor. He lives like down the street from me, like within 5 minutes. And him and I, we've been working out together. And just somebody that has become a really great friend of mine, a great example. And you know, it's going to bring a completely different dynamic to this office. So give a big round of applause for our Senior Marketing Director, Ash Angrish.
Boom! Big, big shot!
All right. Well, this has been a while. You know, when I was told to be in this position today, I was fired up. Because this is where I feel like, you know, I'm a contributor. I love to contribute in people's life in any way possible, whatever I have in my take. And anytime I get an opportunity to train at any office, any event, conference call, whatever, I just feel I'm privileged. I feel blessed, you know. And so this is something, you know, I know a lot of you guys looking forward in the future. Hey, I want to be someday a trainer as well, but let me tell you, it's a servant job. It's like you want to serve people. And just so you know, like, you know, if you don't know me, how many of you actually know me? Most of you don't. Most of you don't, right? And I don't know, I need a technical guy here because whatever. Matt come fix it, or he's not getting help. It's asking for an airplay cord or something. And
Oh.
There you go. AV guy, right? So while he sets it up, I'll just kind of like give you a background story which will last for another hour, so I won't get into that. I'll just tell you, if you haven't guessed it, I'm Indian. Yeah, and I come from India. Actually, I'm not. Some people do sometimes mistake by, you know, this, are you born here? I'm like, no, I was 21 when I came here.
Wow.
And I come from a small town, no more than 10,000 people. English was never a spoken language where I lived, and however, I did learn because it was a mandatory subject, academics. So I did learn English, but it wasn't a spoken language. So when I came here, when I was 21, I'm so glad, you know, I got a job at Fry's Electronics. Any of you ever shopped there, right? Yeah. Down in Orange County, and I didn't know nothing about computers. And one thing I really wanted that job for is so I can learn English. You know, I had to speak. You're in sales, you have to speak, right? But I found that I wasn't that bad, you know. And when everything I learned in my life, I started to speak. Like, okay, I can do this. I can speak. So,
Yeah, it's split screen.
Boom. So I started working there. My brother got me in, so I was recommended. It wasn't hard work to get a job there. I got a job, and I got in and got into sales. You know, I started building relationship. And 2012, there was a guy I was working with who was part of this company. In 2012, I made a decision to go back to India forever. Had my ticket booked for July 17th. Of 2012, and had a plan with my father who runs a business back in India, pharmacy business. I come from a medical family. Uncle is a dentist. Uncle who actually got me, he is a cardiologist. So I'm a doctor too, but now I'm a money doctor, you know. That's the way I like it, right? That's how I like it. So, you know, we came here, and I was like, Dad, I'm like, I can't find anything. He's like, it's not about the money. I mean, the amount of money, 6 figures, is something I can earn back home too. In dollars, I'm talking about, right? And he's like, just come back. Just wrap it up. And my brother wasn't happy about it. He's like, why are you going back? I'm like, dude, I can't find something I really want to do. I don't want to do jobs. I don't think I'm designed for jobs. I remember one day I was sitting at La Corona del Mar. I was sitting on a cliff. It was a nighttime. I still remember that very vividly. I was sitting with a friend. It was 2011 or 10, and I was looking at all these houses in the back end. And I was telling her, you know, someday I'm going to be here. And she's like, how? I'm like, I know I'm bound to do something big. That's it. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know I'm bound to do something big. And I know someday I'm going to be big. I'm going to do big things and helping people and all that. I planted that seed. You know, I didn't come to US to make money. My parents never asked us to send money, even $1. In fact, they've probably given us tens of thousands of dollars during the time we lived here. So I have a different story. You know, many immigrants, people, they come here, they want to earn money, they want to help their families back. It wasn't the case on my side, right? I was like, they're like, just work, just get your life together. And found this opportunity. Was making my last trip to Vegas, and something was happening that week. It was a convention. And I was, how many of you were guest to convention? Anybody were guest, just not coded, didn't know anything about the company, never seen one BPM?
No.
I was on my upline's, I wasn't even on his top 25 list. He actually took other people to the BPMs than over me, for some reason. I don't know why. And none of them actually came on board. And I went to this convention, and I saw something special. I saw something, you know, there's a company, there's something I can relate to, is helping families, helping people. Then I saw Raja Dhaliwal. Who knows Raja Dhaliwal? He's a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
And I saw him like, he's like, I've been in this company for 5 years, making $500,000. I'm trying to copy his accent, but I've lost my accent. You know, if you really think I have an Indian accent, listen to Raja. That's what Indian accent is. Man, I want to have that accent back so bad. It works. He's making $5 million a year, right? I want to have the accent back. But you know, I saw him. I'm like, you know, if he can do this, I can do this, right? And from that point on, I didn't want to recruit. I didn't want to build a team. I told my leader at that time. He said, "Listen, dude, I don't want to build a team. You know, I don't know people. I'm intimidated talking to people." And something happened the last day. I still remember the time so vividly. I was crying in the breakout meeting, and someone said, Greg Cab actually went on the stage. He was closing out the breakout meeting. I'm sure Nick was in the same room because G was speaking that day too. And so we did cross paths, you know, for the first time we never knew each other, right? So he said, Greg Cab, you know, he's almost at the edge of the stage. He's like yelling. He's like throwing like this, right? He's saying, he's like, if you had dreams and if you have dreams, everything you ever wished for, they always been wrapped and ready for you. You just gotta get to work. But he shared the story that was a biblical story. I don't know how to really put it in good, you know, narration, so I won't get into that. But I'm like, you know, I'm like looking down. I saw my tears dripping on the floor, and I was like trying to cover like a horse, you know, like so nobody on the left and right see I'm crying. And I came out and told the guy, I'm like, you know what? Let's freaking build this big. A non-recruiter turned into a recruiter overnight. You need these moments in business sometimes. We always come on board. We don't want to do this. Anything. He who says he can, he who says he can't, both usually right? Yes. So if you say that you can't do it, guess what? You're not gonna do it. If you say you can, guess what? 24 hours before I said I can't do this, and 24 hours later, just let those moments come. Don't just have a mental block what you can and what you can't do, because those little divine interventions will come to your life. And that happened to me. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna build this business. And ever since I never looked back. I was broke, couldn't get a license for 8 months. I kept coming to BPM, You know why? I was winning. Other people were losing when they didn't show up to the BPM. I showed up from Riverside to Westminster, 45 miles one way every single Tuesday. Even not that, actually every single Wednesday, because on Tuesday, I'll go to Woodland Hills for the BPM, non-licensed, non-paid, broke. Would manage to get there. You know, kept going, got my license, and there was a plan. How would you get a license and say, you know what, you should put this business on hold for a year? I just got my license. I was coachable, you know what, I'm gonna do this. If this is what is best decision, put my business on hold for a year, then moved to Woodland Hills, had a Verizon Wireless, you know, most expensive / most reliable company, you know. Work with them, and I moved my job there, and eventually made a decision. I took a fake leave, as you know, if you have parents over different countries, you can create some scenarios that can work for you. So I gave out a fake family medical leave scenario, which me and my brother, we abused that law. My dad is a pharmacist, he has connections. Yeah. Just need a letter signed by a doctor. Letter comes in. Here I am. People have risen thinking I'm in India, but I'm working across the street in the Twin Towers. And I'll be like running from Verizon. I'm like, I don't want to be there. Hope nobody sees me, right? But I had 3 months to grind out because I said I was going to quit my job, and I did. September 20th, 2014 was my day back to work, and I emailed him. I said, dude, I didn't email him. I was like doing this business. I said, hey, my dad needs more time here. I'm resigning, right? So I resigned, came on board full time, and never looked back since. Never looked back since. Hit SMB. In fact, I hit SMB through one of these academies. I was a number 2 guy. I finished at number 2. I was supposed to be number 1 because I did him a favor, the guy who was the top of the class. So, but you know, either way, he's not here, so I'm number 1.
That's right. That's right, Ash.
I should get the sword and shield for that, right? But that's why these elite academies are so important, you guys. I mean, I hit SMD through that program, and I'm still like, you know, what I learned in that compressed 90 days, you will take this for the rest of your life. So, you know, that's my story. There's more to it, if you guys want to know, but I think I explained it all. But here's the thing. If a guy like me, 10 years in this country, English is my 3rd language, man, got no expertise in sales, no job up until 21-year-old and all that. Come on, if I can do this, you guys have no market, no support from the family. I got almost kicked out from my home when I turned down a promotion at Fry's. Because why? I swear to this business if I'm lying, because I wanted to make it through Inner Circle. And they wouldn't give managers Saturday off. I said, I'm not gonna take that position anymore. I was broke, and that was $4 raise hourly. My brother was pissed. He said, if you're either gonna live here or I'm gonna leave here, dude. Are you guys willing to fight for this dream, man?
Yeah.
You gotta fight, man. Here's the thing. I always talk about it. God gave us 2 hands. One to build, one to battle.
Yeah.
I kept holding my dreams in one hand. I kept battling my life with the other. You know, sometimes most people just want to let it go, and then they say, let me fix my life, let me go in there. Let me go talk to my families and tell them, convince them, hey guys, you're holding that dream in one hand, you never freaking let it go. Just keep fighting. That's what they're 2 hands, okay? Never forget that. I kept holding my dream, like, I'm not gonna let it go. I had a clash with my families, guess what? After the clash, I'll go into my room, I'll get a refocus on where I want to go. Your dreams are given to you. If your families don't see it, that's because it's not given to them. It's for them. Dreams are for them, but it's given to you for a reason. You know, I always say, God doesn't put you in hot water. God puts you in the hot water because your enemies can't swim. So all those haters out there, let them freaking hate you because you're swimming away from them. Because once you reach the shore, they want to see you. So today is the topic that I'm going to cover. I personally feel this is a topic that needs a whole day. Even a whole day probably wouldn't even do justice to this topic, because I think that was one of my weaknesses at one point in my career, is fast starting people. And I was a great recruiter. I was great on bringing people on board. I was great I got good closing people in the field, you know, and all that. But you know, this business does not run if you don't get this part right. You can go play with all the other instruments in the business model, and the system, right? If you don't get this part right, somewhere down the road, you're gonna look at your business and say, what's going on? I'm doing all this hard work, I'm prospecting, I'm recruiting, I'm building, meeting clients, I'm helping families and all that, but my business is not growing. And when you look at something like this, there's always a leak in this part of the system. So fast start is the most important topic, but guess what? WHC system, I know some of you are new, but who knows the 6 steps to the system top of your head? Top of your head, raise your hand if you know it. Like if I say it, write it out, you know it. So here's the thing. How would you like to work in a factory where you have no idea where all the machinery is? You don't know where to bring the raw material in, you don't know how you're gonna process the raw material, right? All that. So one of the first things I did, I fell in love with the system, but I actually started to memorize all the parts of the system, start reading the business manual. It's only $1.50 book. It's actually free for the PDF if you just download it. But remember these steps. This is the business you're running. If you don't know the business you're running, you're always gonna struggle because you don't know the steps, you don't know the step-by-step process. But where are we today? We're gonna cover this step number 5 today. I'm not gonna go over all of the others. Well, we're gonna cover the step number 5, which is startup, which is fast start. I think I was looking at the BFS. This is the longest. I think it's the longest subject, pages-wise, in the BFS. So let's go and kind of like get through this. You guys ready?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Jenny, there you go. One more time.
You're the best, thank you.
The prospecting, right? What is prospecting? I saw an Indian guy last night. You know, I have a new rule. I have a new slogan: "No Indian left behind." Oh yeah, I'm running that. No Indian left behind. I'm gonna prospect all the Indians, right? You're Indian, come over here. Why? Let's talk. Let's talk, man. We're in a different country. We need to get together, right? I'm thinking last night, this guy was walking around. I was in front of the Bed and Bath and Ross. He walked by, and I was on the phone with him. Hey, let me hang up because, hey man, you look like Indian. Like, security guard, you know, I started talking to him. So guess what? What did I do? I approached. Not funny, hey, my name is Ed. No, hey dude, come over here. Like in a nice way, right? Don't intimidate them. Right? So if you use Spanish, say, oh, this is Spanish. No, come in. We need to talk, right? So the startup, the fast start. That's the topic we're gonna talk about. Here, you guys, when you study this subject of the business, and nothing else will matter, just get this right. And my goals today is to send a message across all of you that hopefully you walk away with knowing, you know what, I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this right. So let's look at what does a fast start mean in WFG. In WFG, how fast do you get to a fast start will determine the level of success you will achieve in the future. Let it sink in. Does it say?
We got a phone with a ringer.
Does it say how fast do you prospect? How fast do you close sales? How fast? No. What does it say? How fast do you get to a fast start? Right? Your new recruits are nothing more than a baby in the business. So Matt is having a baby in November. Let's say Matt brings this newborn home, right? He's, hey buddy, let's come home. You know, get in the seat. We're ready. Let's go home, right? He brings them home and say, hey, let me show you how it works here. You know, there's your bedroom. This is your diapers here. You know, these are all the clothes are here, right? That's your Puris and your Similac and all that. Okay, just help yourself. Okay, this is your home. Just go, do it. What do you think is going to happen? Right? That's what our new people, when they come on board, they are babies. We can let them, hey man, here's the list, go talk to, here's the script, go talk to these people, go prospect and all that. And I made these mistakes. You know why? Because I was afraid. I don't want to be rejected in front of my team. Because that's the mistakes we made in the beginning. We don't want to be rejected in front of our team. So what we do, we feel like if we give them enough tools, they'll go do the work. Right? But they don't go do that. You have to hold their hands. They're baby in the business. So remember that when you have somebody new come on board, don't let them just go out and change their own diapers. Because they're going to make a mess. They don't picture that. If you don't fast start your people right, you will hurt them for the rest of their career. I heard this from Greg Cat. When he said that, I was like, okay, so I didn't get fast start right. I didn't get field train right. Personally, I'm talking about personal example. Because when it doesn't happen right, guess what? That's where it takes for someone like me. You know, I've had the money. I remember I've had the money to pay for the license, but I didn't see the value because I didn't get fast start right or something. I was procrastinating. So if you don't fast start your new recruit right, you will hurt them for it. Remember, as a leader, let it sink in. Is that this is my utmost responsibility to get my people fast start right, or you're gonna hurt them. There's nobody else to blame for if you people don't show up to the meetings, people don't do the work, people don't book. Most of the time, we are the one who we have to blame ourselves for not doing this part right, because it's not their responsibility, it's our responsibility to what? fast start them right? What else? This is a big from the BFS. A leader's work isn't complete until the new associate becomes self-sustaining, self-replicating WFG business owner as an SMB. Here's the thing, if we have not promoted, or you have not promoted one SMB yet, we gotta get back to work. We gotta keep doing the work until this starts to happen. If you got a ring, you haven't made it yet. You got multiple rings, you haven't made it yet, until you duplicated and promoted SMDs in the business. We are not done, we're just getting started, right? Getting to an SMD means you arrived at the bottom of the hill. You know, you arrived, you're like, okay, finally, he arrived, she arrived, coming over, you made it. So you're like, so what was it doing up until now? I thought that was all I had to do. No, now it starts. Now it begins, right? So, what if you're not going on a fast start? Simple, you're going on a slow start. Is everybody's going to get on a fast start? So let's be realistic. Is every one of you person is going to get on a fast start? No. Numbers game. What's the numbers game? 4x4. Not the Land Cruiser. Not the Range Rover. 4x4. Go 4 wide. You will always have one person will go deep. You always have one leg, you always build one leg. Maybe that's the stuff going a little over your head, right? Wide and deep, but because it's your first training. Yeah. But let it just sit there, just relax, you know? Just listen. Say, yeah, I gotta go 4x4. Then ask her, what is 4x4? It's a secret to the business. It's the system that builds wealth and stability. Don't you want them both in the business, right? Yeah. Wealth and stability, right? Exactly. So gotta go 4x4. That's how you get that one fast start rabbit. That's how you fast, but you gotta put all the energy on every single person you bring on board to fast start them right. Because if you're just cherry picking, and that's also gonna hurt. Sometimes the most aggressive, most sharpest looking guy don't do anything when they come on board. You get excited, man. This guy's sharp. This guy. Sometimes they will fail you the most. Sometimes the guy coming in with plugs, earplugs, and all that. You know. I've heard great examples of Jake, right? I've seen his old picture. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like thinking, okay, that's how you don't judge people. You can never judge the book by its cover, right? So let me kind of like run through some of the mechanics of fast starting a new recruit. There are a lot of different mechanics, but I'm just going to go through some of the mechanics. But the very first thing is when you bring somebody on board, you must set high standards up front. How you set the tone up front will determine how you're going to lead the new person in business. It's a huge, I've set the tone low in my business. For many people up front, low means low. When do you set the tone low? When you are still trying, oh, I just got one person. I got one client. You're setting the tone low. Okay? We do this all the time. And to one of the key things, one of the best way to set the tone right is simply asking them at the end when they come on board, do you want strong leadership or weak leadership? That's right. That's the only way you set the tone up front right. And what do you think they're going to ask? Strong leadership, right? Because you said that's the only thing what I provide. Even if you don't feel like you're a strong leader, but that's what would make you a strong leader. You say, I'm not an SMD yet. Who cares? You're a leader the moment you join the company. Leadership doesn't start at the level of CEOs and all that. Leadership starts at the level where you guys are at. Most of you, right? Sitting in the training associate, getting your first license. You're leading yourself because if you got your license, you led yourself to get your license. That's leadership. Guess what? You're going to have other people lead to get their licenses, right? Leadership doesn't mean you have team, you have people. That's at different levels, right? But leadership is start to lead yourself right so you can lead your team the right way. Because there's no other way to do it, okay? What's the next one? We were talking about this today, me and Matt, and getting a commitment to the meetings. If the tone is not, we're in what? We're in the meeting business. We're in the meeting business. Check, done, right, accepted, right? Now you gotta follow it as a leader, coming on time, showing up on time, doing the right things, what it requires for you to do. I was talking to Mark about some leadership stuff, right? Did you feel good about it? Right? I wouldn't share, but right? This is how you learn. He's like, man, it's a small wins you take on every day. You're winning right now. Do you know you're winning right now as you're standing here? You get any commitments, man. You said it right. How do you want people to work? If you people don't know what to expect, they will never live up to the expectations. So if you're not setting up the expectations right up front, in a clear tone, this is how it's done here. Let me tell you, if they go and get on board with the corporate America, jobs and all that, would they show up to the work on time?
Yes.
Why can't they show up here on time, right? So it's a personal responsibility there. It's a personal initiative that we have to do. Hey, I'm going to be expecting you here at 8:30, or I'm going to be expecting you here at 6:30. This is how it works. We're going to build relationships, but you are a leader first, then a friend. You're a coach first, then a friend. Keep that in mind. Personally, how you actually work that, we have to really personally go wide every single month. If you want to really not let them walk all over you, keep going wide every single month. Because you know what they're going to see? People are attention hungry. They're going to see, wow, somebody's kicking my ass. Somebody's beating me. My leader is growing. Oh my God, I'm not getting it. Wow, things are going away from me. Instead of, I thought I was so special to him. He or she was like communicating with me every day. I need to catch up. I need to get my stuff right, right? If you keep going personally wide every single day, you will never have to be afraid of somebody quitting on you. Okay? Maybe write down this in your notes. I would rather have people quit on me going through the system than them quitting when I fail to run them through the system. I'd rather push them through the system and let them quit. At least I was doing the right thing. If I'm afraid, say, oh, what they're gonna say is maybe too early for them, maybe they don't know the system yet. If I'm like afraid to push them through the system and then they quit, I'm guilty of the fact I didn't do my job right. If they quit running through the system, that's okay. At least I was doing something what was best for them. Because your leaders are doing nothing in their favor, they're doing everything for your favor. If they're asking you to show up, right? If you're asking your people to show up, who is it going to benefit? Them. Get your license, who's going to benefit? Them. Go get field trained, who is it benefiting? Them. People sometimes think, especially when they come on board, some people will feel like, you know what? Why am I so special to this? Why do they take so much interest in me? And they sometimes take it the wrong way too. Or maybe they want something out of me. Because the whole life these guys have been taken advantage of. When somebody's speaking in their advantage, they guess what? They speculate. They become skeptical. But let it be, just keep grinding them through the system, right? Set up the expectation, 3 phases. You talk about, hey, you know what? You come on board. If you're new, let me tell you how it's going to work here. Whenever you go somewhere, are you the pro from the very first day? No, right? So there are 3 phases you're going to go through. You guys heard the phases before, right? You're going to go through the awkward phase. Your first 30 days, you're going through the awkward phase. So everything seems like you're not understanding. Everything seems like going over your head. Guess what? That's the awkward phase. The more you get trained, more you get field trained, more the what? The fog is going to lift off. So give yourself 30 days to jump to any conclusion you don't understand this business because you're still what? In your awkward phase.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. If you have a guests already, they're filling out cards right now. So in about 2 minutes, you want to attend to your guests, please.
Matt,
Yes, sir.
I'm good with that guy.
Okay.
Ash will reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Awkward phase, that's the first step. You're studying for your license, you're getting your field training done. What's the second phase you go through? Mechanical. Mechanical is where people stop taking responsibility. I'm going to tell you how we got really good with some of the leaders, got really good with our stuff. We were practicing at the middle of the night. We were researching information. We were getting on top of our mechanics. We want to get our mechanics right. You know, I never depended on my leader to teach me, because that's my business. I need to take the personal initiative to learn this business. My leader's always going to teach me, but if I don't take the personal initiative, I'm always going to be sitting in the corner waiting for my leader to come in and rescue me. You know, they're leaders. They're not rescue team. They're not your rescue team. They're leaders. They have to lead. So you have to follow them, follow their lead, do exactly what they're doing. Don't just take the percentage. If you don't know how to prospect, if you don't know how to sit down with clients, if you don't understand the sales process, learn. There's a bunch of stuff. Ask, pick their brain. We love to be bugged. Leaders love to be bugged. Just call, hey, doesn't matter. Hey, dude, I'm struggling. I need help here. Let your people have that open door policy. You say, dude, call me anytime. You call me middle of the night, I'll pick up my phone. I'll pick up my phone, right? You're not in a, what? Simply in a friendship business. You're not in a friendship business, you're in a what? Leadership business, right? So, got that? Number two, I'm gonna go a little fast because we're already behind in time. Number two, you must help him or her develop a what? Prospect list. You know, there's so many things that go into the, first of all, do you, ask yourself, do you even have the right to get the prospect list from your people? Or the top 25, do you have the right yet? People always say, Ash, how do I get people to trust me? You know, that's kind of like a manipulative approach. How do I get people to trust me? Which means, teach me something so I can say my people start to trust me. That's not the right approach in anything in sales. Hey, how do I get my clients to trust me? What's the other way looking at it? You have to become trustworthy. You don't need to have people trust you. You need to become trustworthy.
Yep.
And one of the best ways you become trustworthy is your knowledge, your genuineness. You're not hiding something. You're not using some, tacky sales techniques to close somebody, twisting their arms. We're in the business of helping people. It says on our books and brochures that we take no pressure approach. We take no pressure approach. We don't want to go twist arms of people. Hey, you have to come on board. You have to be signed up with the client. No, we don't do that. That's why we don't have quotas and all that. Sit down with the State Farm agent or somebody. I just did a Geico, I was just running a quote on Geico. This guy called me like 3 times in 10 minutes. Like abusive. That's like abusive calls. Like, and I picked up my phone and I said, hey dude, I'm in insurance industry too. That's very unprofessional. You called me. If I didn't answer, you didn't leave a voicemail, you called me 3 times. Now exactly the reason I don't want to do business with you. I told him straight up. That's how, because why? You gotta hit the numbers, you gotta hit the numbers, you gotta hit the numbers, you gotta hit the quota, right? Well, we should have quota so people could do it a little more seriously, but we have personal standard of excellence, right? We gotta maintain what we have, but we use analogies on why we develop a list. Here's the thing, when you're meeting with a new person, this list is not for you, it's for them. But have they believed in it yet? You have to sit down and say, listen, we're gonna get on train. Right now, you are a fresh baby. You have no idea, you have no relationship with anybody, nobody knows you. Even the people you think know you, they don't know you, right? So if you go ahead and invest $50,000, $60,000 in a business, would you let everybody know in your friends and influence?
Yes.
Right? And people say, I don't want to sell to my friends and family. This is the exact reason you're gonna scam them. If you say, I don't want to sell to my friends and family, but you will sell to the stranger, you're actually in a scam. You're scamming. You're scamming people because you don't trust that this is a good products and services for your own people, but you're okay selling to strangers. What you tell me doesn't sound like a scam?
Yes.
When people, I don't want to sell to my friends and family. Yeah, right, they're not going to buy from you. You worked at Costco. You worked at Fry's. That's the exact reason they don't want to buy from you. So you're not going to sell to your friends and family, but let's go change their mindset about you. The reason they're not going to sell it because your branding is different. Let's go rebrand you. Let's go build your credibility. Let's go get your referrals. Do you want to come and do door knocking? Did you join the business, Jenny, to do door knocking, telemarketing, and all that?
No.
No. So if I can help you show a way and create some resource of referrals that you never have to do that, is this something you joined this business for?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to show her how we're going to go out, create a source of referrals, and she's going to say, oh wow, let's do this. I will tell you, every person that you sit down with, every person in this country needs what we offer to some degree. Some needs funeral planning, some needs long-term, some needs long-term care, some needs life insurance, some needs retirement rollovers. Everybody that you know in this country needs our products and services to some degree. You just gotta believe in it that this is what they have to have. So use analogies. Restaurant example. Simply, my analogy is very simple. I'm Indian and say, hey, Gina, you're not Indian, right? What if you open an Indian restaurant, and what are your family or friends gonna say about it? Because you're not Indian. They're gonna say, hey, what are you doing, right? They're gonna say, why are you opening an Indian restaurant? You don't know how to cook Indian food. You don't even know much about Indian food. And you're like, yeah, exactly. That's the exact reason why I'm opening an Indian restaurant, because I hired an Indian chef. So let me be the chef for you. Okay, let me be the chef for you as a trainer. Let me go ahead and actually influence your market that you can run an Indian business. It's the same exact reason they're looking at you, why they think you can't be in financial services. When they look at somebody who come on board, 19-year-old, 20, 25 years old, you got that right? Because they look at the same reason. They're thinking, why this guy is in a financial service? They're thinking, let somebody else come with you and prove it to them. Brand you, right? You field trainers are the Yelp of this business. We are the Yelp. Our goal is to get good reviews, right? Because Yelp freaks out if we get a bad review, right? Any business owner freaks out if they get a bad review. They try to do anything in their power to get their review influenced the other way. We are the field trainers of the Yelp. That's what we have to fast track right. Talk about traditional industry and WFC. You know how many dials you have to make every single day at a traditional insurance and financial services company? First of all, we say, hey, do you guys give me clients? Dude, you just came on board. You have no idea, you didn't get a license, you're already talking about clients. Go to this, you know what they give you when you're licensed? They give you a list of 200 cold calls that haven't been picking up the phone for the last 500 years. Okay? Every day you're calling these people, then you're going to wonder why this business doesn't work. That's what traditional industry is like. They're not going to give you do you think they're going to give you the best clients right off the bat? No. You know the first thing they make you do? Make you top 100 list. You know what the first thing they do? They make you sell to your friends and family. They do that. There's no field trainer with you. Because why? They're going to give you a quota, Gustavo, right?
Correct.
They're going to give you a quota to go hit that. You have no choice, because why? They're giving you a mere salary for 6 months, and you don't want to lose that, so you're going to go try to talk to every single friends and family. 6 months later, they're going to take the salary away, and if you leave, they're going to keep all your clients. It's a bad world. It's a bloody bad world. We are blessed to have WFG no quotas. We are blessed to have the privilege to recruit. We are blessed to have the clients. We can talk to them anyway, however we want. We're blessed to have the trainings we come to, BPMs like that, and many other trainings. We're blessed to have so many things, because when these people see this side, they freak out. You know what they say? It's too good to be true. Hell yeah, that's why we paid $800 million last year. We took it to be true.
Yeah.
Or one guy is beating like agents, Swan Wind just himself is bigger than State Farm Farmers. Yeah, we took it to be true. We took it to be true because everything in your life is so bad. That's why everything you look at is too good to be true. No?
Like everything to be bad.
Yeah, if someone says it's too good to be true, yeah, you know what? Everything in life really sucks that bad that everything you look at is too good to be true.
Oh.
Come on. Damn. Really?
Yeah.
Mic drop.
If somebody says it's too good to be true, and you just kind of like whisper and like lower your tone and say, in your life, I see you struggling. So in your life, is everything so bad that everything you look at is too good to be true? They don't even know what the heck you just said. They're gonna look look at you, they're like, wow, what's going on there, right? So developing a list, one of the keys, leaders control the point of contact. Ooh, this is huge. I don't even know which way I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna take it this way. Okay. This is huge. You know, oftentimes we say, hey, here's the script, let's role play, let's role play, let's role play. You contact, right? Let me tell you, a new person is always afraid to call them in market. They're not afraid. Number one, sometimes they don't even give you a list. They probably think you might embarrass them in their market. That's also one of the reasons. That's the trustworthiness is a key. And but a point of contact, man, we gotta make some initial calls for our people. We gotta take that heat. You call somebody, you pick the, hey, dude, I'm talking to this guy. Let's say I call Mark. Hey, Mark, this is Ash. I'm calling from World Financial Group, and I'm sitting with Gina right here. And you know, she gave me your number. She put you down as a reference. Da, 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 da. She was hoping that she said you'll be the person who'll be helping her out. She's going to feel. If he says no, what I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. You know, I understand you're busy right now, and we'll follow for the future. He probably said, no, I don't want to do anything. He probably said some other crap I don't want to tell her though. I'll just hang up the phone. But who took the heat? Because if he told her what he told me, he's a dream stealer. He's a dream killer for her. She hasn't even taken off the runway yet, but already somebody slammed her plane back on the runway, right? So you have to control the point of contact. If they have people, if anybody on the list, you top 25 list, the first list, first people, you as a leader have to control it. You have to make that first point of contact. They don't know any better. Write down this in your note. You have to be a fearless executor. That's a word that I'm living with. You have to be in fast start. You have to be a fearless executor. Let me tell you, as a leader, I've been afraid calling people's markets. You will come to a point when they say, this is my uncle who runs a multi-million-dollar business. Like, oh, should I have Nick call them? Should I maybe call G? You know? You're fearless, man. Doesn't matter if Obama's mama, you can sit with them. You have to be mentally so ruthless. You know, you have to be mentally so ruthless and aggressive in your mind that you people in front of you, when they look at them and you, I respect my leader, man. This leader can take a bullet for me. You know, I remember this guy who really got me good with the field. This real estate broker who owns an agency, multi-millionaire, lives in Beverly Hills. He said, dude, I have this guy named Derek. You know, we have a good relationship with him. And this guy he said, we're going to go see him. I'm like, let's go. And I'm like, where does he live? He lives in Beverly Hills. He got like a $7-8 million house. And like all of a sudden I was like start sweating from the inside of my body. You know what I said? You know what? You tell yourself it's a smash. I don't care who I'm going to sit down with. Guess what? That guy was begging me to get him a policy. He had so many drugs in his body, but ended up getting a big policy on his daughter. You know, so you wouldn't know, like he had, first thing he said is, oh, I'm getting my money advised by Charles Schwab, or Goldman Sachs. I'm like, I bet you they definitely do a great job. I'm not here for that. Let me ask you, have you talked to you about life insurance? They're like, no. I said, let me tell you why they can't, because they don't have a license. Let me take over this for you. Let them take over what they're doing already, and let me show you what I do here. Don't try to say I can do a better job. Maybe you can, but let them do. Don't just bring a different approach, bring a different avenue to them, right? So leaders control the point of contact for what? To help them avoid the scenario of disaster. That's the reason you control the point of contact. So they don't walk themselves into hot waters. And they come out, they touch it, they go, this business doesn't work, I'm out. People are always afraid of losing relationships. I know why. We're doing the best things. Always, right? And that's the fear as a trainer. You always have to be trustworthy that, dude, I'm going to go in, there are 3 things going to happen. We're going to go impress them. I'm going to get some referrals for you. You know, selling will be the last thing we will do. But guess what? The reason we end up closing people also, because they actually never seen something like that. They want to jump on the wagon right away. So that's the last thing we do. When you have, we have a cure for a cancer, financial cancer. Would you go? We all on that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We all agree, right? And when we walk in and you sit down with the patient, who's suffering with the financial cancer, and you have an antidote in your hand, you think that person is going to say no? They just never knew there was antidote existed. They just never knew, right? So, but one of the reasons why someone won't develop a list though, there are a lot of people there, you will say, man, my people, man, I gave them my top 25 list to go write it, they come back with 2 names, 4 names. I try to do memory joggers with them. Simply for 2 simple reasons. They haven't become a crusader of the mission yet, they haven't become a dreamer yet. You trying to build a list in a logical way where, hey, dude, we're gonna go out and help you out with the referrals and all that, but let me tell you, if you have to do anything with the new recruit, any new associate, you have to build the entire career around their dreams and goals. You have to centralize their goals and dreams all the time in every appointment, in every meeting. Keep reminding them the reason people aren't hitting goals because they don't have one. When they come join the company, we bring those goals up front from the back shelves of their mind, and then they start to, yeah, I did forget about it. I want to get a Benz. I did forget I want to have a big house. I did forget I want to help my mom. I did forget, because guess what? In a day-to-day jobs, we forget all that. We're too busy living for ourselves, right? So when you do that, you're gonna have, when you keep their dreams tagged all the time, attached to every single meeting. They walk in, you, hey man, what do you want? These are goals, man. Are you reading these dreams and goals? You want to hit $100,000? Are you reading all this, man? You get with them, talk to them about the goals and dreams, and the moment that you start talking about the list, it's going to be a whole different ballgame. And sometimes we don't even explain why we're building a list. The whys of the building a list is also crucial too. So let's go to the next point. We've got only 2 more. Taking new associates in the field. As I said, explain why we field train. You know, as a leader, if you're matching them up with somebody else, let's say you're matching them up with Nick, you are in charge to, I know we could probably do a good job, definitely. You are in charge to teach them the edification. Yeah. It's not Nick's job to meet him 30 minutes before Starbucks and tell all the good things about himself. That'd be like Nick is bragging, right? No, that's not the way. What we do, I need to, if I'm working with Jenny, I'm saying, Jenny, this is the crucial part. I'm going to tell Jenny, if you don't do this right, the entire appointment is not going to go the way we expect it to be, right? So I'm going to train Jenny on the edification on Nick, and after she's trained, she's just going to ask Nick, hey, Nick, I'm going to say this, this, and this, anything you want to change? Nick will say, no, that's good. We train them on edification, right? We train them as a trainer when we match, we train them on do's and don'ts of field training. It's not Nick's or the you trainer jobs. It's like if you're matching them with somebody, you're doing that. Explain the process before appointment. So if you are going personally in the field with somebody, we all do a good job. We meet them up first, right? At least have 15 minutes with the person. So kind of like debrief what you're going to do and explain them how the process is going to go before and also after their training. So meet them before and after the training. Here's a key thing. There's a very big difference between a field trainer and a field presenters. And you know, a lot of people in this business, and we come across, they're just money hungry. You know, they want to go out with the appointments you match them up with, and all they do is I've seen many in 6 years. They just go in and they just want to close. They're good closers. They help families. They get them the products and services right, but they're not a builder because they're presenters. They do everything right, but they're not building your people. Then you come out, hey, my person went through 10 field trainings. How come he or she is not ready? Because they didn't do the job of building people. So think about it. Are you matching your people with a field presenter or a field trainer? If they're on a crunch, they gotta get some, they gotta see that too, but sometimes you have to prepare your people. Hey, one of my guys, he went on a field trainer with the presenter, and I asked him 2 times, hey, by the way, are you studying those notes? He's like, what notes? The guy never gave me the notes. I'm like, what? He's a ring earner. And I'm like, okay, well, he never gave, did he spend time with you after the training? He's like, no, he just took off. Did he close? Yeah. Did he have you come over to the office when he read the illustrations? No. They're field presenters. They're gonna go close. My guy did 2 appointments. We helped the families, but he learned nothing. he learned nothing. What's gonna happen? If you lose that guy, none of these clients, you are like, okay. Keep it simple. That's it, keep it simple. And I've heard this from the greatest leaders in the business. I love being technical. I love sometimes showing off my knowledge in the field. I've done that, and I used to have a rule, I'm gonna start right there to test how good they are with the product and not with their financial knowledge, and bring down to the level that I can speak at, which is a good thing too, but if you're meeting with a very high identity person and you may walk into them and never start at the bottom, it's a top-down selling, right? Start at the top, which means with knowledge you're starting at the top, so they know you're very profound. But sometimes our people, everything is about our people. If you have a trainee with you, you have to keep it simple. If you by yourself, do whatever you want. If you by yourself meeting your clients, you can close it however you like. You can close it under the table, sit, let's sit on the floor. You can take them to the beach. You can sit them on. You can close it however you like. But when you're with a trainee, it's a whole different ball game.
That's right.
It's a whole different ball game because you have a responsibility for someone's future in your hand. If you fail to do that job, you're gonna fail them for the rest of their life. So always get them excited, get them, hey man, let's just get to the next promotion. We gotta do 330, the next award, the sprint award, right? You gotta keep talking about the next things they're gonna achieve. Next big events, next boot camps and academies. The whole point of a fast start is getting your people their first client, their first recruit, and their first check. That's it. The fastest you can get there, look, check will take time only if you let them prolong the licensing process. You ask them, hey, how much have you studied for your finals when you were in college? How many hours you spent for one exam? What are typically, how much people do though? Many hours, right? And you tell, if you spend the same amount of hours preparing for the exam, which is 60% pass, you're gonna be a star, you're gonna be a superstar. You have to compare them as nothing to what they've already done. They have to feel like they've done, okay, I've done this, I can do this too. Set goals and create a plan of focus for them. Set activities, like tell them, hey, this is what we always have something scheduled for the next meeting. If they come and meet you, don't say, I'll give you a call and schedule a meeting with you for the next time. Always have the next steps ready. Give them what they need to have. Tell them, hey, let's work on it. What's the plan of focus? We got to complete your field training. Always talk. And when they do become parent deaf, which they will, by all means, most people will, then you find your leaders to talk to them. You tell your leaders what are you going through with this person, how things needs to be done, and you let your leaders know, hey, can you go talk to this guy, please? He's acting up, or she's acting up. And I'm gonna go to Nick for many times when I'm building a base shop, right? I have to tell Nick, hey Nick, can you be on a conference call and talk about this stuff? Because they're not listening to me. We all became parent deaf to our own parents, so it's very natural to get parent deaf to leaders too. It happens. But if you make a commitment that I'm gonna stay coachable, stay aligned, you will never become parent deaf. You have to make the commitment before the leader. Before the leader commit to you, leader already committed the moment you walk in the door. The moment you came on board, we already committed to you, right? But have you made that mind that I'm committed here? I'm committed. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna hang in there, right? So let's close it with this. What's the leader's responsibility? So there are a few things. We always have to what? Sell the dream, not the nightmare. Oh my God. So we can go long and long, how sometimes we don't even know we're selling the nightmare, right? Unknowingly. And the person is looking at it in his mind like, wow, I don't think I can make it. We always have to focus on selling the dream. How you sell the dream, look at their dreams and keep selling them and match their dreams to the possibilities and the opportunities that we have here. You know, hey, how much money you want to make? $4 grand, let's break it down. How many families need to help? If you help just term, this is how many clients you got to see. This is how many clients you got to see for IUL. Just keep rolling with their dreams and goals. Because most people get what? Criticism. We are the only one compliment them for even bringing it. But guess what? We have an event. My family is actually having a big event at home today. My brother invited maybe 60, 70 people coming home, right? We're okay inviting people to our birthdays, family events and all that, but we're not okay inviting people to our business. Right? We are not okay. For some reason, it doesn't sound right, right? Or when they come to our party, they spend money. When they work with us, they make money. And we don't want to invite them here. Let's have a commitment, like Matt said. Let's just keep rolling. We got to grow this office to the level that nobody have ever seen. There need to be so much heat pumping in this office that the entire team Conquer feel the vibration up to Lakewood, Simi Valley, wherever the offices are. They got to look at their radar detector like, what's going on there, right? And then they see Gina walking and like, oh shoot. We gotta have that in us. As a team, we gotta grow. Team is not a team of people. Team is a team that's united. We are united, but we gotta take some responsibility. We gotta get this office to the EVC office, EVC team. Get your leader to the next level. That works so. Don't we want to impress our parents and many other people in our lives? How come we can't do this for our leaders who want the best for us? We have to. Always do the CPC. If you bring somebody on board, if you let go 24 hours go by without having communication, whether it's a text or a phone call, it's about first 90 days. 90 days, then you can slow down the CPC, maybe CPC. What does CPC stand for? Anybody? Like, don't know? Constant personal communication.
Yep.
CPC, yeah, CPC is a CPR. Because you people are dying every day the moment they join the business. You got to keep giving them a CPR over the phone, over the text message, every single day. Constant personal communication with them. Always encourage them, always pour belief. Always promote the business activities. What are the business activities? Like making phone calls, get them on the board with like, mastering their craft with the words of the business. This is huge. Always lead by example. I think everything will fail if we don't lead by example. Nick is leading by example. That's like, I'm looking at my leader, I'm like, dude, where have you been all my life? Seriously. The only thing changed, my old leader name was also Nick. The only thing changed is the last names. But it's Nick. I think Nick is Nick, right? He arrived at Nick on time. To save me. I love you, brother. I'm getting to know a lot more about you. It's great. The first thing I told him, I said, you know what? It's so freaking awesome to work with a leader when the leader goes back in his base shop and starts rebuilding it. You know how many times he rebuilt this thing? Many, many times, and he made successful people out of it, right? But every time a leader goes back into his base shop and starts rebuilding it, there's no other energy, nothing else compares to a leader of this magnitude. So we are in such a blessed place. All these chairs gonna be on the floor in the next 90 days.
Yes.
Yes.
Next 90 days, we want to have standing room. You know how you're gonna have more recruiting going, have more clients going, have more guests going? The more chairs then start coming off that rack, stack. You look at the stack. How many chairs are gonna belong to your team?
All of them.
That means you're gonna have a BPM night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's simply what she just said. You want to have your own BPM night. All the chairs are gonna belong to you. Have that goal, right? You don't have to wait to become SMD to have a dream. Just have to have a dream and keep watering it. And lastly, always build a relationship with your people. There's nothing you can do if you don't build a genuine relationship with your people. They say the reason I stuck around with my old leadership, which I still love him, is because of friendship. I never quit on a friend. I quit on him as a person and business person many, many times. but I never quit them on as a friend. That's why I stuck around. So your people will not quit on you if you just there for them. Just build a genuine relationship with them. And the speed of the leader, what determines the what? Speed of the pack. So you want to go know how fast your team should be going? You gotta get your horsepower to the next level. You are sitting on a Ferrari 488 Italia, the supercharged version,
Yeah.
and you're driving it like a Toyota Corolla. Really? You like have the Autobahn in front of you, but yet you want to take Hamner home. Right? It's so free. You know, one of the greatest analogy, I'll close it with this. I'm not closing actually. Can I keep going?
Keep going, man.
Can we keep going?
Yes.
Yeah, we started late, so I should. One of the analogies, I think Paul Hart said, like this guy, he lost his, you know, he had. Have you heard of these Black American Express card?
Yes.
From the MasterCard.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Black American Express card. And he lost it, and this guy found it. And he started, you know what? I found a credit card. He went to Target. He bought some, you know, undergarments. He bought some groceries. He bought some all this stuff, and he's like came out and this guy who lost his card, he called the company, I lost my card, and what are the transactions are going on? And this lady's like, the person who wasn't concerned, so she's like, nothing much, this person is shopping at Target, spent so far $300-400. And he's like, okay, he doesn't know what he has in his hand. You could go out and buy a jet with that card.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. We are treating this business like that guy. We're not treating this business as a Black American Express. We're treating this business as that guy. We're walking in thinking we want to make a couple of grand, but when this business has produced over 100 millionaires. Many more millionaires in cash flow, but I'm talking about 100 millionaires, people making $1 million a year and more, right? We're treating this, are we treating this as a Black American Express card or a secured card from a bank? You know? So, some of the objections you're going to go through, let's just close it off with the objections like, oh, has any one of you said that? If I'm not licensed, how do I get paid in the field? Have you thought of that? Like any of you people? You're not going in the field to make money. You're going in the field to make connections, to build referrals, to rebrand yourself, to reestablish your credibility. Your people aren't going to refer you if they don't start looking at you for what you're doing is the right thing. You're going in the field for so many other things, but money is what is more important. You know, I've seen people who actually don't make in this business, who actually just want to make money. This is a crusader company. This is a company on a mission, right?
Yes.
And we got people, they just want to land, man, I haven't made any money yet. I don't get paid for the training sitting here. Guess what? It took me probably 20 hours of audio listening, preparing this PowerPoint. Many hours of, I've been doing work ever since Monday. Nick knows that. I told Nick, this is what I've been working on. My card, like, I'm like, more than you guys, I'm taking more opportunity from this training I'm doing because I've been working hours on this. And yet, somebody want to sit here and get paid for it. They should be paying me for this, right? But no, they want to get paid. Why do I contact my family? I don't want to sell to my friends and family. Like I said, are you okay selling to strangers? Yeah. Dude, bro, you look like a guy who does scams. What do you mean? You don't believe selling to your friends and family, then you're probably okay scamming other people, even though that's what you're telling me. That's actually what you're telling me. Or you can say you can never sell to your friends and family. Actually, I may not even allow you to talk to your friends and family about it. I'm going to be talking to them. Point of contact, right? And they talk about, why do I need a personal financial strategy? I didn't even make any money yet. Oh my God, really? You spent $20 on Chipotle yesterday, right? And you went to a movie, you did all this stuff. Did you make any money? No. But I was hungry. Yeah, right. Hungry for what? why do I need a PFS, personal financial strategy? When I'm meeting with people, you know the first question most people will ask you, hey, Jenny, do you have something like this going on for yourself too? And Jenny goes like, I'm thinking about it. You leave the house, here it gets serious, here it gets bad, which has happened. You walk away from the house, a couple of days later, you receive a news that person passed away. It had happened. Okay? As a trainer, when you're licensed, it's your job to not leave the place without they being insured. Because your trainee is a non-licensed, they have no liabilities over their family. You do, because when they, at the funeral, they ask that person, hey, how come they don't have a life insurance? Actually, we did have a life insurance agent, but my nephew wanted to wait for his license to make money, so we never got a license. You think if I show up to the funeral, I'm going to be alive as an agent?
No.
They say, Ash, how come you didn't push them? You know they were not protected. Why? So your company has money more important to your company than the people's lives? You waited for your trainee's license. This is stuff that happens. That's why you need a PR. It's a business malpractice. When you study license, and though you did, you know it says you're doing everything in the best interest of your clients, right? Do what's best for them, serve them well. In that case, don't think my trainee doesn't have a license, because that matters the least. Tell them, hey bro, if we leave, something happens, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to face it. I'm going to be the one under fire for this, right? And like G always asks, do you want me to leave this house, leaving this family unprotected when I can professionally do this? What the family's going to say? No, I want you to protect me, right? What's the other objection? Oh, the same one, I think. Can I wait for my license before I get in the field? A lot of people want to do it. I want to go in the field. I want to make my money. I want to. I'll tell you, those who wait for the license to go in the field will never make it in the field. They will never make it to the field. They'll be gone by then. They'll be gone by then. Anybody that say, I'm going to wait for my license before I go to do my field trainings, they will never make it to the field. Just forget, move on. If they're around, just give them respect, love, and see. Maybe 1% of people can turn around, but most won't. Do I need to recruit? No, you don't need to, because I'm going to have to do all the work when you come on board. I'm going to have to train your team. I'm building your business. You don't need to recruit. I have to allow you to recruit. Let them know. I have to allow you to recruit, because I'm doing all the work, because you're not in a leadership position yet. So I have to really think, do I really want to build this guy's business? I need to get your commitment straight. You got to show up to the meetings. Anybody says they want to build an agency, get the tone straight. Hey, listen, I'm going to be working with you people. I'm going to be calling you people. I'm going to keep motivating. You're going to observe me building your company. So here's some of the expectations. You got to show up to every meeting. You got to show up. You got to personally develop, right? You got to always keep in check on with your people. All this stuff. You don't need to recruit. Recruiting is not a right, it's a privilege.
That's right.
It's a privilege. How many people do you have referred to other companies that we worked for? We all did, right? When our HR say, hey, do you know, can you refer me people, right? Are you getting any incentive for that? Why do people hire employees? So the companies get rich, right? Who's getting richer though? The company or you? No, you just refer them. I don't know, I think I covered all the objections I have. Any other objections? Quickly? Anything? In the fast start, they say
Those are the main ones.
those are the main ones, right?
The fast start, yeah.
All right, so let's end with this. Is the last right now. So,
I don't know a lot of people, so they're doing a list. I just don't know a lot of people.
well, I just don't know a lot of people. That's
I
okay.
don't know that many people.
So, it comes up. I was the guy who doesn't know a lot of people. That's my personal example. I was the guy who gave my objection. I don't want to build. I don't want to recruit. I don't know any people. Simply put them in the car, go prospect. Simply. You're not going to convince them any other way. There's no other way you can convince them but simply put them in the car, take them outside and prospect. You can tell them all the other stories, that's okay, you don't need to know a lot of people. No, you need to build. I was listening to Rich Tolley. Rich Tolley will not work with you if you haven't established a market. He said, you know what, wait for a year, go make connections, go make friends, then come back, then I'll work with you.
Yeah.
Straight up. Go turn strangers into
Because
friends.
you got to come up with a top 20. You got to
Yeah,
have
you-
at least a top 25 of qualified people. Otherwise, it's not worth it. It's just too much work.
And have the empathy. Here's some. If somebody say, I'm talking about more direct, but here's the other way. Like if somebody says, I don't know a lot of people, I say, you know what? I feel you, man. When I started with this company, even though you had top 100 list, say, when I started with this company, I also didn't know a lot of people. But actually, I went out with my leadership, and he showed me how to build connections, how to build a relationship. You seem to be the guy very open. You're likable. You're very personable. You know what? I'm gonna show you actually how to build network. So let's go. Don't even think. Let's go. What did I say? Fearless execution. Oh, I gotta go somewhere. No, you're coming with me. You're on my time right now in my office. You're coming with me. You take them on the field. Everybody know at least 10 people. When they say, actually, I don't know a lot of people, because they don't trust you yet. If they want to reveal their people to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's actually the back end.
That's really what it is.
It's going on. How you become trustworthy. When you make a list, you tell them, hey, listen, dude, before you put any name on it, I want you to get one thing clear. The people you're going to put your names on the list, some of these people probably going to be they've been waiting for us for years. I'll be honest with you. Some of these people were praying for us for years. Some of these people been hurt by some other companies and all that. These people, you're going to go in and change a life. And when you have this license, with the stroke of a pen, you can change the entire family's future. That is sinking for the people who are licensed. With the stroke of a pen, because there is no life insurance policy if you don't sign on it as an agent, right? With the stroke of a pen, we change the entire legacy of a family. That's how powerful. People, I don't want to buy life insurance. Oh, you don't want to die without one. Right? You don't want to die without one. So when you're talking about this stuff, you keep telling them there's a purpose behind building a list. Be trustworthy, and they will reveal the names. You can do all the memory joggers, you can do all that. If they're not aligned with their dreams and the crusade of our company, you're always going to struggle building a list. You're always going to struggle. So there's many other ways you can handle it. Any other?
I think that's the main one.
That's the main ones, right? So here's this. I'm going to simplify the entire business model in front of you, right? In one slide, right there. You guys ready?
Right.
So let me go over this. Because the first word was going to come out of my mouth was this, right? So here's the entire. If you ever confuse how you're going to run this business, it's simply this, right? You recruit, okay? You fast start. What else? You field train, and you build. You're not a builder yet? Keep bringing them to the meeting, because that's where they're going to get built. Momentum Mondays, the lead academies, right? You building has so much. Building is all about leverage. I'm not 100% builder yet. That's why I'm going to leverage Nick, lead academies, this office, Momentum Mondays, Wealth Balls, national conventions. That's how you're building people. Building doesn't mean just teaching them and stuff. Building means you're building them, right? And then you go repeat the whole process all over again. That's what's called the WFG system flow. That's how it flows. It doesn't flow anywhere. You can't start building and do the university way. You can't start here and do this later. You have to follow the flow. Okay? So I think that's it. That's it for today. Hopefully you guys got a great piece of information that you can use and execute. Fearless execution, right?
Yes.
Man, these people don't even know what's about to hit them. Tell them, make yourself, turn yourself into a beast. A beast that actually helps people, right? Because people are waiting for us. They want to change their lives. They've been praying, and you said, I'm here. You prayed for it. You asked for it. and shall I appear? So that's my time, guys. You have a great rest of your day.